What if the NFL had a March Madness 32-team bracket where every single team made the playoffs? That's right. I am back with this video. It's been a while. I'm sorry. It's been several months since I've uploaded a while since I've uploaded a Madden video, so I'm very sorry about that. But playoff field is set. Every single team, like where they're going to finish, at least in the regular season-wise, is set. So I figured it is time to bring this back. I had to bring it back. It's by far my most viewed video. Go ahead and look at the bracket real quick, and a couple things that are changed about each seed. As you can see, the Cowboys are the 4th seed on the NFC side, not the Buccaneers. I decided to go by where they are in conference regular season standings only, so that means the Buccaneers, who are the 4th seed in the playoffs, they actually have the 9th best record in the NFC, so they are the 9th seed in this video. Same thing for the Jaguars on the other side. They have the 4th seed in the AFC in the regular playoffs, but they only have the 6th best record, so they are the 6th seed. So you can see a little bit of change there. That puts the Lions up to a 7th seed, puts Giants up to a 5th seed, you know, all that good stuff. But for the most part, everything stays the same. I definitely think this makes it more accurate. The first time I did it, I had Washington as the 4th seed, when if I would have done it this way, they would have been the 8th seed, I believe. So I just think this is the most accurate way to do it, because like there's no point to give teams higher seeds if they're all just making the playoffs anyways. So yeah, go ahead and look at the bracket. Let's go ahead and start where we always start, with the 1 versus 16 seed on the AFC side, Chiefs versus Texans. Let's get it. This is actually my first simulation on Madden 23 because I have not done much at all. As I said in my last video, I'm sure you probably didn't see it because it was a Wii Sports video, but I'm away at college, so I haven't really had time to record. I'm actually recording this in my dorm room at the moment, which is kind of crazy to think. Anyways, Chiefs versus Texans matchup. If Chiefs don't win this game, they'd be by far the biggest upset I've ever seen in a Madden simulation. Should be an easy dub for the Chiefs. I don't think the Texans stand a chance at all in this game, but like I've always said, you just never know with Madden. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game. Can the Texans pull off a miracle? All right, who's going to get on the board first? Texans do with a safety. That's interesting. And up a field goal. 5-0 lead for the Texans. Now Chiefs take the lead 7-5. That makes more sense. They're only up by 2, though. Going to halftime, will that be the score? No, Texans take the lead at half. It is 12-7, 12-10. Could Texans actually pull this off? 15-10, 15-13, 18-13. Oh my God, could they pull it off? 18-13, they might do it. No, Chiefs take the lead. 21-18. Texans need to score. They will not get it. Wow. Lovie Smith and the Texans almost pulled off the biggest upset I've ever seen. But the Chiefs win 21-18. They do what they were supposed to do. It took them to the 4th quarter to take the lead, but they do win the game. They're on to the next round. They are going to be playing the winner of the next game, which is Steelers versus Patriots. These were the first 2 teams to just miss out on the AFC side of the playoffs. Patriots, all they had to do was beat the Bills in the last week of the season. I know that's a tough task to do, but that's all they really had to do. They were not able to do it. They dropped down to the 9th seed, letting the Dolphins sneak into the playoffs. And the Steelers needed a Dolphins loss to the Jets, but the way the Jets were playing at the end of the season, was that really going to happen? No, it was not going to happen. So, winner of this game gets to play the Chiefs. Let's just go ahead and sim to the end of the game. No reason to wait. All right, who will get on the board first? It will be the Steelers 7-0. Patriots tie the game 7-7. Now Steelers take a 14-7 lead. Can they hold on to this lead? They do. They increase it, though, 17-7 at halftime. 24-10, 31-10. Steelers blowing out the Patriots here. Patriots, can they get a miracle comeback? 31-20. I don't see it happening. 38-20 is going to be the final score. Pittsburgh Steelers, the 8th seed, handle the Patriots. I'm kind of shocked about that. Usually Madden favors the Patriots in past simulations, but Steelers take home the dub here, 20-38. Next game we are simulating are the Ravens versus the Browns. So in real life for the playoffs, Lamar Jackson is actually not going to be playing in the first game. He is injured still with his knee. Kind of surprised he's been out that long. They said it was week to week when he first injured it, and it's been, what, 6 weeks now? And he's still missing the first round of the playoffs, but in Madden, he gets to play. I'm not going to go and edit the depth chart or anything. I'm just doing a simulation. Ravens should still win this game, especially with Lamar Jackson. Deshaun Watson, since he's come back, has struggled a bit. Makes sense. He didn't play football for like a year and a half, which is really wild to think about, but obviously for certain reasons he did not do it. So yeah, let's go ahead and sim the end of the game. Will we get our first upset? This one's definitely upset potential, but I'm still picking the Ravens in this game. All right, Ravens on the board first, 3-0. Now they take a 6-0 lead. Who's going to get the first touchdown of the game is the real question. Still no score from the Browns. They trail 6-0 in half. Oh, they get a field goal right before half. It's 6-3. 13-3. There's our first touchdown, 13-10. Now we're scoring touchdowns. They're only down by 3. Now they're down by 10. 20-10, 20-13, 20-20. We were tied. We're going to overtime. Who's going to take the dub? Browns get a field goal. Ravens have a chance to get it, but they don't. 23-20. We have our first upset, and it's in overtime. Not going to lie. Did not see that one coming. Browns are on to the next round. They're going to play the winner of the Chargers and Raiders game, which, yeah, I don't think there'll be an upset there, but we have seen in the past 2 teams that are double-digit seeds face each other in the final round. Maybe this one has potential. We'll have to see what Chargers and Raiders do. So as I said at the beginning of the video, obviously the Chargers move up to the 4 seed because they have a better record than the Jaguars, and it only makes sense to do it record-wise. And also in real life, the Raiders benched Derek Carr, and he's away from the team, and very unlikely he will play another snap for the Las Vegas Raiders. But in this world where the Raiders still have a shot to win the championship, they're going to keep him in, obviously. I mean, that's only the right decision, so there's no reason to go through and edit the depth chart. I'm not going to do that for any teams. I'm not going to argue with who they have at quarterback, even though if injury-wise or logistics-wise, it doesn't make sense. But I feel like when most teams' seasons are over, they just put in their starter. So I think the playoff teams, if they have an injured quarterback, they're probably not going to start. But for the teams that are eliminated, they probably will. I guess we'll see that later with the Cardinals, see who starts or who the Colts start. The Colts didn't have anyone injured. They just benched Matt Ryan, but Madden might just override it and put them in. But anyways, this game, Chargers should win. But with Derek Carr and the Raiders, you never know with them. There very well could be an upset here. I did not see an upset in the last game happening, and it happened. So I guess we'll have to sim to the end of the game to see if we will get another upset. Chargers do get on the board for 7-0. Raiders come back with a field goal. They're still down by 4, 7-3. Now they take the lead, 10-7. Now Chargers back up front, 14-10. Will this be a back-and-forth game potentially? Chargers take a 17-10 lead over the Raiders. Raiders are still in it, but now it's a 10-point game, 20-10. Chargers pulling away now, 27-10, 27-17. Raiders looking for a comeback. It's not going to happen. 37-17 is going to be the final score. Chargers move on to the next round. No big upset there. They're going to have another lower-seeded opponent in the next round against the Browns. Next game, an AFC South showdown, Jaguars-Titans. They're going to get a rematch of what happened in Week 18. What I was talking about with eliminated quarterbacks or eliminated teams having quarterbacks that are injured play in these Madden simulations. Ryan Tannehill obviously was injured for the later part of the Titans season, which kind of really ruined the Titans season. If they had gotten 2 more wins in their 7-loss streak, 2 or 3 more wins, and they lost 7 in a row, they would have won the division. So they let Jaguars get right back into it and still somehow had a shot to win the division after losing 6 games in a row in the final week of the season, and still blew it to the Jaguars. The fact that they even had an opportunity and then were actually leading in the game in the fourth quarter was kind of crazy. But they have a chance to redeem themselves, at least in Madden world. They get to play the Jacksonville Jaguars, who are the 6th seed, like I said, because they have the 6th best record in the AFC. So even though in the playoffs they are the 4th seed, they only get to be the 6th seed in this one because they don't have the 4th best record in the AFC. They have the 6th best record. Anyways, let's sim to the end of the game. This one could be an upset. I'm predicting a Titans upset because they have the higher overall in Madden. It only makes sense that the Titans do pull off an upset here. Madden likes to throw some upsets. This one would make the most sense. But who's going to get on the board first? It will be the Titans up 3-0. Now they take a 10-0 lead over the Jaguars. See, this is what I was talking about. 17-0 lead over Jacksonville. Now it is 17-3. Jaguars still have yet to get a touchdown. This is the Jaguars of the early season. 24-6. 24-13, not really a close game. 31-13. Yeah, not much to talk about there. I called it. Titans were going to upset the Jaguars there. They're the higher rated team in Madden, and I don't know. I just don't think Madden is used to picking Jaguars winning games, so they're kind of shocked the Jaguars actually had a decent year where they had a winning season. Anyways, Titans will get to face either the Bengals or Broncos, which honestly, in Madden, it could be a very sneaky game. That's what I'm thinking. I don't know, man. Bengals, Broncos. I could see an upset happening here. In real life, obviously, the Broncos had a horrible season. Oh, my God. No one expected them to do as poorly as they did. I mean, the fact they traded away all of those first-round picks for Russell Wilson and the Seahawks still ended up making the playoffs is Kind of sad for the Broncos, honestly. Yeah, so there very well could be an upset here. I like how I just said all those negative things. I'm like, there very well could be an upset. There could be a 14-3 seed. I still think Madden will go with the Bengals. However, I would not be shocked to see Russell Wilson and the Broncos possibly take home a dub in this simulation. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see what happens, though. Who will get on the board first? It will be the Broncos, 7-0. What I tell you, it could be an upset. Bengals get on the board 7-3. Now Broncos take a 10-3 lead over the Bengals. Now we're tied 10-10. All right, will we go into the score with halftime? No, Broncos take a 7-point lead at the half. They're up by a touchdown still. Now they're up by 10 points. What did I tell you? There could be an upset. It's 20-17. No, Bengals still at it. 23-17. Bengals will need a touchdown to win the game. Will they get it? No, Broncos increase the lead, and they win 26-17. What did I tell you? I told you there was going to be an upset. I said it. I didn't actually think there would be, but there was. And the Broncos are going to face the 11th seeded Titans in the Sweet 16. That's kind of wild. That will be an interesting matchup to see, but we still got a while before we get there. Next matchup is an AFC East showdown between the Dolphins and the Jets. All right, Madden knows what's up with starting Mike White here. I was not sure if Zach Wilson, Mike White, or Joe Flacco was going to get the start. Honestly, it could have been any of those three. Although Dolphins starting Tua, not as realistic as the time of recording this. Just watched the Dolphins and Bills playoff games. Saw the Dolphins barely lose to the Bills, which was kind of shocking. And their quarterback was Skylar Thompson, not Tua. So this isn't the most accurate by Madden. I'll say starting Mike White was the most accurate. I don't know if he's actually now the highest overall of the three in Madden. Maybe he is, which would be kind of funny. That's how bad Zach Wilson is. I don't see another upset happening here. There's no way the Jets are beating the Dolphins. However, we have already had 3 double-digit seeds move on to the next round. We could get another one here if the Jets are able to knock off the Dolphins. Let's go and sim to the end of the game. Anything's possible. Would not shock me, but I still don't see it happening. All right, who'll get on the board first? It will be the Jets, 3-0. First quarter, that's the only score there was. Is Jets get another touchdown. They're up 10-0. Man, we might actually see another double-digit seed win. They're up 17-0. Finally, Dolphins on the board in the third quarter. It's 17-7. 17-14. Dolphins coming back. Will the Jets blow a 17-point lead? They're up 20-14. Now Dolphins take a 21-20 lead. Jets back up front, 23-21. The Dolphins got a field goal at the end. I didn't even see it. I didn't even see the 3 points. That was wow. As the scoreboard was going away, I saw points tick up for the Dolphins. I'm like, there's no way they actually got a field goal there, right? Wow. Miami Dolphins last-second field goal survive a massive scare from the Jets. Dolphins are on to the next round, and their final matchup of the first round of the AFC will be Bills versus Colts. Will we get a playoff matchup, a real-life playoff matchup? If the Bills can beat the Colts, we will. Looks like the Colts are going to be rolling with Matt Ryan as their starter. I genuinely didn't know who they were going to start because that's another one where the Colts could have started 3 other quarterbacks just like the Jets, and it would not have shocked me. I am beyond confident on this one that the Bills win this game. Although Chiefs-Texans was a lot closer than it should have been, so I guess I don't know, but I'm very confident Bills will win this game. Let's go ahead and sim to the end to see if I'm right, which, like I said, if I'm not right, that might be one of the biggest upsets I've seen Madden if Colts actually win this game. And I'm not even kidding. I say that a lot, but this time I'm really not kidding. All right. No score yet. Bills do get on the board for 7-0 over the Colts. Colts tied the game 7-7. We are still tied 7-7. Bills take a 10-7 lead. They're up by 3. Not a lot of scoring. Colts take the lead 14-10, 14-13. Colts still have the lead. Now they're up 17-13. Could they actually pull off this upset? Bills only need a touchdown and take the lead. They can't get it. Now they do, 20-17. Just like the Chiefs versus Texans game, the Bills get a clutch touchdown, a clutch score at the end of the game that helps them move on to the Sweet 16. Let's look at the bracket here. We have our AFC matchups for the Sweet 16. But before we get to those, we're going over to the NFC side. First matchup will be Eagles versus the 16-seeded Bears. So the 2 games that I thought were going to be complete blowouts were actually really close with Chiefs and Texans and Bills and Colts. Eagles are 15 overall higher than the Bears. 15. If this is close, Madden is just on something is what I'm thinking. I'm just going to sim to the end of the game. There's no way the Bears should even be close in this game. I guess I would say the Chiefs are probably the best team, but Eagles are like top 3 in teams, and they're playing against the Bears, which is the worst team in football. Which you can make the argument the Texans were too, but Texans really had a good end of the season. Bears are the worst team. Just the way they ended their season, it was very obvious the Bears are the worst team. They should not have a shot to beat the Eagles. However, I do want to see a 16 seed upset a 1 seed, so hoping for an upset here. No score yet so far throughout that whole first quarter. Very defensive game. Still no score. Could we go to halftime 0-0? No. Eagles get a touchdown 7-0. Bears also get a touchdown. Now it's 14-7. Now they can't stop scoring touchdowns. 21-7. That's kind of a strange game. Very defensive. Was a blowout. Kind of a blowout. I don't know. Kind of strange in my opinion. Yeah, Eagles win the game. They beat the Bears. They are on to the next round. They're going to be playing either their NFC East rivals in the Commanders, or they'll be playing Tom Brady and the Buccaneers. Let's go ahead and see that game next. It's kind of interesting how seeding's working in this game, with that the Buccaneers in real life are hosting a playoff game as the 4 seed, but with the seeding, how it works in this bracket, they don't even get a home game in the first round. They're on the road facing the 8th seeded Commanders. I genuinely don't know who's going to win this game. Buccaneers had a horrible season. Commanders season was okay. The ending was horrible, where they didn't know who to start at quarterback. Once again, another situation where they could have started 3 different guys at quarterback, and none of them would have shocked me, because they started, Sam Howell in the last game, and he actually had a decent game. So I don't know who Madden was going to go with. Taylor Heinicke makes the most sense. He did play the majority of the season for the Commanders, so let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game. My prediction, Buccaneers. I think Madden likes the Bucs enough, and I don't think they're going to take for account their season that has been pretty horrible. However, the Commanders do get on the scoreboard first at 7-0. Buccaneers tie the game 7 apiece. Now they're up 14-7. The Buccaneers are. Now we're tied 14-14, just like that. Pretty high-scoring game compared to the last one. 21-14. We're still tied 21-21. This is going to go down to the wire. 28-21. A back-and-forth game that ties the game again. Buccaneers, they're tied. Now Commanders up by 7. 35-28. 35-35. Will we go to overtime? No! The Commanders kicked the game-winning field goal to end it. And the 8th-seeded Commanders are on to the next round. Dare I say, upsetting the Buccaneers? Maybe? Not really, because they're the higher seed, but I thought they were going to go to overtime. They didn't, and the Commanders are on to the next round, playing their NFC East rivals, the Eagles. Next game, we have another NFC East team, another one, 3 games in a row with NFC East teams. Actually, 4, because the game after that's also going to have the Cowboys. But this one will be Giants versus the Saints. The thing I found shocking about this is that the Saints actually have a higher overall than the Giants in Madden. Was not expecting that, especially with the Giants being the 5 seed, Saints being the 12 seed. Obviously, real life Giants are the 6 seed, but in this simulation, because they have a better record than the Buccaneers, they all move up a spot. Still think the Giants are going to win this game. However, the Saints having a higher overall in Madden leads me to believe there is a big upset alert here. Let's go and sim to the end of the game to see if that prediction is correct. I'm thinking it's going to be, usually teams with higher overalls that are on the road have typically won in these simulations, at least so far in this video. Like the Titans over the Jaguars is the prime example I'm thinking of. And then the Broncos, I don't think the Broncos had a higher overall than the Bengals, but it was close, and that allowed them to beat the Bengals. So I'm seeing a pattern here. I'm thinking there's a very good chance that the Saints upset the Giants here, but let's sim to the end of the game just to see what happens. Because obviously, why not? Saints on the board for 7-0. Giants still have yet to get on the board. Now they do with a field goal of 7-3. Now it is 10-3 Saints. Now we're tied 10-10. Now Giants take the lead 17-10. Now they're up 20-10 over the Saints. Now they're up 23-10. Giants pulling away big time. So much for that prediction I had. 34-13, 34-20. Saints got a little bit closer there at the end, but it doesn't matter. Giants win the game 34-20. No upset so far. So far, every single NFC East team has moved on to the next round. Can we get potentially 2 NFC East showdowns in the Sweet 16? That will happen if the Cowboys beat the Falcons, and that is the next game. I feel like Madden's just like all over the place with who's starting where at quarterback. Was not sure if Mariota or Desmond Ridder was going to be the starter. The Falcons do have Desmond Ridder as the starter, which is correct. Compared to the end of the season, he was the starter at the end of the season. He won a game against the Buccaneers. Don't really know how hard the Buccaneers were trying in that game because it didn't really mean anything. But they did win that game pretty handily, honestly. And I don't think the Bucs rested anyone, even though they should have, because, like I said, they had nothing to play for. Yeah, Cowboys should win this one handily. So far it's been an NFC East domination in this video, and that should continue here with the Cowboys beating the Falcons. Especially because I feel like Madden very much loves the Cowboys. Like I've learned Madden loves the Chiefs. Usually Madden likes the Patriots. They didn't win, and Madden also likes the Buccaneers. They also didn't win, but Madden loves the Chiefs. I know that, and they are a pretty big fan of the Cowboys as well. But it would be very Cowboy-esque for them to lose to the Falcons. Very Cowboy-esque. They always just lose randomly to random teams, I feel like, in these videos and in real life, too. All right, who gets on the board first? It will be the Cowboys up 3-0. Now Falcons take the lead 7-3. Now they're up 14-3. Now it's 14-10. Cowboys still in it. Still down by 1, 14-3, 21-13 at halftime. Still one-score game. Now the Cowboys tie the game with a 2-1 conversion. Now Falcons take the lead. Now Cowboys in the lead. Can barely keep up. It's 31-28, 35-31, 38-35. Cowboys in the lead. Falcons tie the game 38-38. Now they're in the lead with a safety. What? It was tied 38-38. The final score is 40-38, which means the Cowboys won the game on a safety. Cowboys win the game. Almost wrote down the wrong team here as I'm keeping track of it on this piece of paper. Cowboys are on in the next round. That means all 4 NFC East teams are in the Sweet 16, and they're all playing each other, which just guarantees that we're also going to have an NFC East showdown in the Elite 8 as well, which is wild to think about. That is so far later on down, but yeah. With a safety, the Cowboys are on to the Sweet 16. That is one of the more unique scores I've seen of Madden, at least when it came down to it. Next matchup, though. Seahawks versus Panthers. I really don't know how to describe these two seasons for these two teams because, man, the Panthers were one game out of making the playoffs, yet I still feel like they had a horrible season. That's the weird thing. And with the Seahawks, they are the 6th seed in this video, the 7th seed in real life, but I mean, their season started off really good. I guess I didn't really watch much at the beginning of the NFL just because I didn't have much time, but I definitely watched the end of it, and they fell off badly. They won their last 2 games, which got them into the playoffs, but no, I don't think they ended their season that strong. They went out in the wild card round. They kept it close in the first half, and then ended up getting blown out in the second half. As I think who's going to win this game, I guess I got to go with Seahawks because I don't really think the Panthers are that good of a team. I don't think the Seahawks are that great either, but for what the Seahawks had, like trading away your franchise quarterback and still making the playoffs, that is absolutely unbelievable. And then having the team that you got a first-round pick from tank, basically, not tank on purposely, but do horrible so that you still get a top 5 pick. I mean, that's insane. That is incredible luck for the Seahawks, especially for a team that was projected to be the worst in the league. To end up making the playoffs is unbelievable. Anyways, I'm going to stop rambling. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see who moves on to face either the Vikings or Rams in the next round. All right, who will get on the board first? It will be, no score yet. It's going to be the Panthers with a touchdown. They're up 7-0 over the Seahawks. Still no score from the Seahawks. Now Panthers up 10-0. This would be kind of an upset. This would be an upset. Not kind of. It would be an upset. Still 10-0. Seahawks offense doing nothing with Geno Smith. It's still 10-0. Now it's 17-0, and wow. Seattle gets absolutely nothing. And the Panthers, the 11th seed, are on to the next round. And like I said, they're going to be playing either the Vikings or Rams, and that is our next game we are simulating. I'm seeing full upset potential here. The Rams are an 80 overall in Madden. Vikings are 86, so Vikings are a lot higher overall than the Rams are in Madden. However, the Vikings, I just don't see them winning. Obviously in the playoffs, because I'm recording this right now as of the wild card round, which just finished. I've recorded so far to this video, I've recorded this all in 3 separate days. So when I started this video, the playoffs hadn't even started. Now where I'm at, the wild card round just concluded. So Vikings lost to the Giants. Not shocked at all that happened. The Rams healthy is probably one of the best teams in the league. They just got decimated with injuries. Obviously, they're still not at full strength because Baker Mayfield's the starter for the Rams, not Matthew Stafford. So I don't know how many starters the Rams are going to have, but I still think there's going to be an upset here. I think we're going to have another double-digit seeded matchup in the next round. We have the 11 and 14 seeds win on the AFC side. Will it happen on the NFC side? Let's see if Baker Mayfield can pull some magic. He couldn't do it in Week 18 when I, as a Lions fan, needed it the most, but maybe in Madden land, he can do it. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game. It would not shock me at all. Rams do get on the board first. It is 7-0 game. Vikings tie the score 7 apiece. It's definitely going to be a one-score game. That's what I'm predicting. 10-7, 13-7. Still a one-score game. Now it's 2 scores, 20-7. Unless the Vikings get blown out. 27-10. Okay, maybe it won't be a one-score game. 27-10. Rams 30-10. Yeah, 30-17. Wow, this is a blowout. I guess I should have said if the Vikings were going to win, it's going to be a one-score game. If they're going to lose, it's going to be a blowout. And I was predicting a Rams victory. I don't know what I was thinking there. Obviously, it was going to be a blowout. Rams are on to the Sweet 16 as the 14 seed. We've had a lot of upsets in this video. We didn't start off on the NFC side with upsets, but if you compare it with the AFC, like middle of the bracket, and NFC middle of the bracket, we're getting a lot of upsets. All right, 2 more matchups in the NFC to determine the final matchup of the Sweet 16. Next matchup is an NFC North showdown, Lions versus Packers. What would be great is if the best 14 teams made the playoffs. And I know you're saying, well, isn't that what happens already? No, because in this video, the Lions have the 7th seed, which if I was going overall by both conferences combined, that would be the 14th best record in the NFL, 7th best in the NFC. So either way you look at it, they could have been in the playoffs, but no, we have to just give the division winners an automatic home playoff game in the wild card round at the minimal. So Lions missed out on the playoffs on a tiebreaker to the Seahawks, and it was especially disappointing because they beat the Packers in the final game, which if they weren't in a tiebreaker situation with the Seahawks, it would have put them in the playoffs. But anyways, that's who I think is going to win this game. Unfortunately, I do think the Packers are going to win this game. The first time I ever did a March Madness bracket, which is still by far my most viewed video, which is why I'm doing this again. Got to do it every year because it's just tradition at this point. The Packers went on and won the video. I don't think they're going to win the video this time. However, I do think they're going to beat the Lions. They have a much higher overall in Madden than the Lions. Although I will be definitely rooting for the Lions in the simulation. So if there's a little bit of bias, so I'm sorry, I'm a Lions fan. What can I do? Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see if the Lions can pull off the upset, even though they are the better seed. So it shouldn't be an upset, but it would be an upset if they did, even though they also beat the Packers twice in the season. But still lower overall in Madden by like 8 to the Packers. Like, come on. That's not that fair. Like, Madden. Come on. Lions are clearly better. They've proven it twice now. I don't know why I'm rambling there. Anyways, Packers get on the board first, 3-0. Now they go up 10-0 over the Lions. What did I tell you? 10-7. Lions, they're keeping it close. It's still a 10-7 game. Lions, can you score 13-7? They're only down by a touchdown. Can they score a touchdown? They do. They're up 14-13 now. Can Lions hold on? 17-13. 20-17 Packers. Now it's 24-20. Can they hold on? No, Packers take the lead 27-24. Lions have the game 27 apiece, and the Packers kick the game-winning field goal as time expires. Oh, heartbreak. I'm not surprised. It's what I said was going to happen, but I'm trying to think back to all my simulations if the Lions have even won a game yet. They have. I remember the first March Madness video, the Lions went to the Elite Eight. That was incredible. I forgot about that. That was an incredible story. I was so happy. That's what made that video for me, was the Lions going to the Elite Eight. But of course, the year the Lions have the best record, they go out first round. Lions do what Lions do. Final matchup of this first round is going to be 49ers versus Cardinals. I was wondering if the Cardinals would have Kyler Murray. They didn't. They have Colt McCoy, who also didn't finish out the season. So, I mean, seriously, Cardinals could have started 4 different quarterbacks here in this game. It would not have shocked me. 49ers with Brock Purdy, man. I thought when Jimmy G went down, the 49ers season was done, but wow. Has he been impressive, to say the least, as the Mr. Irrelevant last pick in the draft. I genuinely think the 49ers are going to the Super Bowl in real life. I might eat those words, but they have to play the Cowboys in the next round. Cowboys do what Cowboys do when they choke, and then they would have to play either the Eagles or Giants. Most likely Eagles. I think the 49ers are the best team in the NFC. I don't think they're going to win the Super Bowl. I think either the Chiefs, Bengals, or Bills, one of those 3 is probably going to win the Super Bowl. I definitely think they are the 3 best teams in the NFL, and they're all on the AFC. So, yeah, I don't know what I'm talking about. I'm not making playoff predictions here. I'm here to look at a March Madness bracket. 49ers should win this game handily. I mean, Cardinals don't have Kyler Murray. It shouldn't even be a question who wins this game. Let's just go and sim to it. If the Cardinals win, this would be the biggest upset. I say that a lot. I even said it earlier in this video, but I genuinely mean it. The Cardinals were bad this year, especially with all the injuries they had. And without Kyler Murray, this is not a good team. And who will get on the board first? Still no score. Of course it is the Cardinals. Going to make me eat my words as they go up 10-0. Now it is 10-7, 17-7, 17-10. They are still up by a touchdown. They go up by 2 scores now. 23-10. Are you kidding me? 23-17. Okay, now they're within touchdown. No, it's still 2 scores. 26-17, 26-24. They only need a field goal to take the lead, and they get it 31-26. Can the Cardinals score? They cannot. Like, another team that was very overmatched, and it was a close score at the end of the game. Another one. It happened over on the AFC with both the 1 and 16, the 2 and 15 seeds, and it happened on the NFC as well. Maybe not as much with Eagles and Bears, but Cardinals had that game the entire game until the very end where they blew it. Let's look at the bracket here. A lot of upsets. I have 6 double-digit seeds in the Sweet 16, including 2 different matchups that have double-digit seeds, which means we're guaranteed to have 2 double-digit seeds in the Elite 8. Who is going to be the Cinderella story of this video? My prediction is probably either Rams or Broncos are going to be the Cinderella story. But man, I mean, like serious upsets. Like Bengals getting knocked out in the first round, that's crazy. Vikings did not shock me at all, but still losing to a 14 seed, that's pretty bad. Ravens got knocked out in the first round. But yeah, our next matchup, we're going to go jump back over to the AFC side. It's going to be Chiefs versus Steelers. Who will move on? Who will be the first team to move on to the Elite 8? Chiefs had a scare against the Texans in the first round. Like, only winning by 3 against the Texans. That is pretty bad. But it's only inevitable they win this whole video. They do it every single video. I feel like at least they do it every single video for the most part. I mean, I had a whole video dedicated to see if the Chiefs could actually beat every team in a Madden simulation to win the Super Bowl. And they beat like half of them, which was insane. They almost got to all the teams that were in the playoffs. They got knocked out by the Ravens, which was one of the first teams to miss it last year, I'm pretty sure. Yeah, that was kind of crazy, not gonna lie. That video was. But anyways, yeah, I think it's only inevitable Chiefs go on to win this whole thing. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see who wins between Chiefs and Steelers. All right, Steelers do on the board for 7-0. I'm hoping for an upset here. I do not want to see Chiefs win this video, to be honest with you. I know it's a little biased, but that's the truth. They go up 10-0. Chiefs cannot do anything offensively right now. No points in the first half. That is very uncharacteristic. 10-3, 17-3. Could they actually lose it? 17-6, 20-6. They're up by 2 touchdowns. 20-9. Oh my God, it's happening. Kenny Pickett and the Pittsburgh Steelers hold the Chiefs to no touchdowns. The Chiefs go out in the Sweet 16. Are you kidding me? I'm genuinely dumbfounded. I didn't even make a pick because I just thought it was obvious. The Chiefs never lose in these videos, but we are seeing utter chaos in this video. Chiefs are gone. Steelers are on to the next round. Literally, as I'm writing it down on a piece of paper, I almost wrote Chiefs down because I'm just so used to it. They win every simulation. Not this year. They're gone. Steelers and Kenny Pickett knock them out. Good for them. And guess what? Now they get to face either the Browns or Chargers in the next round. The Steelers might be hosting an Elite 8 game if the Browns win. Let's see what happens. I'm not going to lie, and I'm sorry, Chiefs fans. I'm sorry. But them losing just made that video for me. I don't care who wins now. We're getting a different winner. I thought for sure we were getting the Chiefs another win here, especially with the season they had. They had the best record in the NFL. It just seemed inevitable. But wow. Never would I have predicted Kenny Pickett to be the one who knocks off the Chiefs. That is insane. Anyways, this matchup, we have a matchup of the Browns, which had not a good year, but like I don't know what else you could have expected from them. I mean, their starter did not play for the first 11 games, who they traded for. So like the Browns season was doomed from the beginning. I don't feel like they ever had a chance this year. And the Chargers, I can't remember. I think when I recorded the first game, the wild card game had not yet happened. But now that I'm a couple days later from when I recorded the Chargers beating the Raiders in the simulation, I saw them lose a 27-point lead to the Jaguars, which was hilarious. Yeah. So Madden actually has the Browns as a higher overall than the Chargers, which is actually surprising to me. Maybe because it's Deshaun Watson's probably still highly overall rated in Madden, even though he didn't play for a year and a half, and then when he came back, he was underwhelming, which, like I said, saw that one coming from a mile away. I mean, when you don't play for a year and a half, you're not just going to come back lights out. So I don't really know who's going to win this game. It should be the Chargers, even though they Charger and they, collapse leads that they should win. Or they just completely lose games that they should win. And yeah, I guess I don't know. I'm going to stop rambling because that was almost 2 minutes of rambling on. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see if the Chargers can actually win a game this time and put a game away. No score yet. Browns get on the board for 7-0. Chargers tie the game up 7 apiece. Now they're up 10-7 over the Browns. Now Browns take a lead with a touchdown. It's up 14-10. Now they're up 21-10, making it a 2-score game at halftime. Browns now take a 28-10 lead. It's a 3-score game. Chargers are charging. Can they make a comeback? Most likely not. 42-10. This is a complete domination by the Cleveland Browns. 42-17. And that means we're going to have a Browns-Steelers matchup in the Elite Eight. Who would have thought that when I started this video? I did not think that. Yeah. Browns are in the Elite Eight. I would not have predicted that with a shot to make it the Final Four. So we still got a lot of simulation before we get to that game, but that game is already intriguing me. Next matchup, the double-digit seeds of Titans and Broncos. Titans have Ryan Tannehill, which I can't remember if in real life they said he would be ready for the playoffs. I think they said it would be close and that he most likely would be ready for the... No, I swear they said he was out for the season. I don't remember. Anyways, I still think the Broncos are going to be the Cinderella story of this video. They are a higher overall rated team in Madden than they should be with the record they had, but also, the Broncos' defense is great. Besides the one game against the Rams, this defense is actually pretty good. Their offense is horrible, which you would think they'd be good because they have, Russell Wilson, but no, their offense was horrible this year. I still think they're going to be the Cinderella story of this video, although part of me is kind of rooting for the Steelers to go out and win the whole thing just because of what they did to the Chiefs. Once again, sorry, Chiefs fans. I know I'm ripping on you, but it doesn't happen often. So when it happens, you got to be happy a little bit. Let's just go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see who will be the second double-digit seed to make it to the Elite Eight, because the Browns already did it. They were the first double-digit seed to get in. So we're guaranteed to at least have 3 double-digit seeds in the Elite Eight, which is crazy. That's never happened before either. Titans up the board for 7-0. Broncos go up and tie the game quickly, 7-7. Who will break the tie? The Titans will be 14-7. Broncos match their score, 14-14. We're past halftime. Who will get the next score? Will be the Titans again. Can the Broncos match again? Yes, they do. They're matching everything the Titans do. It is still 21-21. Titans get a field goal, 24-21. Broncos, can they match that? They will not. So much for that prediction of the Broncos being the Cinderella story of the video. It might be the Titans. Broncos matched everything the Titans did until the field goal, and the Broncos offense was like, oh yeah, we don't know how to score. And I swear, how many times did the Broncos actually break over 20 points this season? It was only a couple times, and I'm pretty sure they lost a couple of those times they did it too. I'm pretty sure they did in the last game of the season, which they actually somehow won. Yeah, Titans are on to the Elite Eight. They should not be, because they ended their season on a 7-game losing streak, and now Madden is like, okay, the Titans are still good apparently. Last game of the AFC side for the Sweet 16 will be a playoff matchup, a real-life playoff matchup. Two Bills versus 7-seeded Dolphins. The playoff game was a lot closer than it should have been. Bills-Dolphins. The fact that the Dolphins really only lost that game because they forgot how a play clock works is kind of insane. They had Skylar Thompson at quarterback, and they only lost by 3 points. In this simulation, they have Tua. So, you know what? I'm picking an upset. I'm picking Dolphins to win this game. I'm sticking with the upset train. We have had upset after upset in this video. And you know how crazy an AFC Elite Eight would be if the 4 teams were Steelers, Browns, Titans, Dolphins? I mean, come on. The Bills are the only team left that anyone expected to make it this far. I'm just saying. It would be pretty crazy. Let's go and sim to the end of the game. I'm picking Dolphins. I mean, if they, in real life, only lost by 3 points with Skylar Thompson, they should be able to win a Madden simulation with Tua Tagovailoa. I'm just saying. It just makes more sense. And they do get on the board first. It is 7-0. Bills get a field goal. They're still down by 4, though. 7-3 now. Bills take the lead, 10-7. They are up by 3 points. Can they hold that lead? They increase it, 17-7. The halftime score will be 20-7. Bills pulling away. Okay, maybe my prediction was a little wrong there. I was just hoping for upset. 20-14. Hold on. Okay, maybe not. 28-14, 28-21. Dolphins are still in it. Can they get another touchdown? They will not. Bills run out the clock. They win 21-28 over the Dolphins. And the Bills are the only team left on the AFC that is that was expected to still be here as a 2 seed. Bills are obviously the favorite to come out of the AFC. Let's move over to the NFC side, where our next 2 matchups are NFC East showdowns. First one up, Eagles, Commanders. I feel like all 4 NFC East teams moving on to the Sweet 16 in this video kind of matches how it's going in the playoffs. I mean, the fact that 3 NFC East teams are in the divisional round is crazy. Like 3. Eagles, Giants, Cowboys are all in this, all still alive for a shot at the Super Bowl. That is 3 teams from the same division. The only other team that could make it out of the NFC are the 49ers, which I still think are the favorite out of those 4 to make it out into the Super Bowl. But this simulation, I got Eagles winning this game. I was actually shocked the Commanders were able to beat the Buccaneers in the first round. Eagles are the better team here. Commanders were the only NFC East team not to actually make the playoffs. So, yeah, I got Eagles winning this game. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see if that prediction holds up. I mean, the 1 seed in the AFC is gone. Can the 1 seed on the NFC survive? And the Commanders get on the board for 7-0. We're looking for another upset potentially. We're tied 7-7 now. Commanders take a 10-7 lead. Now they're up 17-7 over the Eagles. Now Eagles close the gap. It's 20-14 at halftime. Eagles only need a touchdown, take the lead, and they get it. It's 21-20. Now Washington takes the lead 26-21. They do not get the 2-point conversion, but now they're up 33-21. 33-24 is a 9-point game. 15-point game. 8-point game. 39-31. No. 42-31. Wow, that was a high-scoring game. Could not keep up. And both 1 seeds are gone just like that. Teams that stumbled in the end of their seasons are moving on to the Elite Eight. Commanders completely messed up the end of their season. And what do you know? They're in the Elite Eight as an 8 seed. Both 8 seeds are in the Elite Eight. That is crazy. I could barely keep up trying to commentate that too, by the way. I mean, that was like, wow. Just nonstop scoring. Eagles got it within 8 points there at the end, and then yeah, I guess Washington kicked a field goal, and that completely took them out of it, the Eagles. And yeah, 2 of the favorites to possibly make it to the end of the video, Chiefs, Eagles, gone in the Sweet 16. Next matchup, like I said, another NFC East showdown with 4-seeded Cowboys versus 5-seeded Giants. Versus Cowboys, the winner gets to play another NFC East team in the Commanders, shockingly, who actually beat the Eagles, as you saw in the first round, or in the second round. I got Cowboys in this game. I think if this was a real-life matchup in the playoffs, I'd actually go Giants, because Cowboys typically tend to blow it in the playoffs, and I don't know, Giants aren't in the playoffs as of recently that much. I'm going to pick Cowboys in this simulation just because I think Madden definitely has favored the Cowboys more than the Giants in past simulations. However, with the Chiefs losing in this round, throw all past simulations out the window. I guess this is my first Madden 23 simulation, so things are looking to be crazy. Cowboys take the lead 7-0 over the Giants. Giants do tie the game at 7 apiece. Now Cowboys take a 14-7 lead. Giants get a field goal. Now they get touchdown, 17-14, 21-17 at halftime, 24-21 at halftime, actually. Giants got a quick touchdown there at the end. They have a 3-point lead. Now Cowboys take the lead back. It's 28-24. Can the Giants get a score? No. They increase the lead, 35-24, 42-24, and that's going to end the game. 4th-seeded Cowboys do not get upset by the Giants. They are on to the next round and will be facing off against the Commanders. Our next matchup is our double-digit seed matchup of the NFC side. 11th-seeded Panthers will be hosting the 14th-seed Rams. It didn't hit me until I looked at the 2 quarterbacks, but I just realized Baker Mayfield has a shot to get revenge on the Rams. Kind of a revenge game, I guess, for Mayfield, who, you know, obviously started off the season as a Panther and played horribly, to the point where he got benched and then released and went to the Rams and really, honestly, probably saved his career. I definitely think he's starter worthy after his short tenure with the Rams. I don't know who he's going to play for next year, but I definitely think he's got a shot to start next year just from how he played those last couple games. I got Rams in this game, and they're healthy. Rams are obviously the better team than the Panthers. However, I don't know. I jinxed the Broncos last time, and I said they were going to be the Cinderella story. Now I think the Rams are going to be the Cinderella story of the video, which is funny. The 2 teams that I think can be the Cinderella story are 2 teams that, at the beginning of the season, thought could be facing off in the Super Bowl, which is crazy to think that. But that's just how the season went. I do think the Rams have a shot to be the Cinderella story of this video, but I think whoever wins this game will be the Cinderella story of the video. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see who will take that honor onto the Elite Eight with them and represent the NFC as a double-digit seed. All right, Rams get on the board first. It is 3-0 over the Panthers. Now they take a 10-0 lead over the Panthers. Baker Mayfield not letting anything go easy here against the Panthers. He's got to be mad at least a little bit. 16-3. Panthers can't get anything offensively. Only field goals 16-6, but it's still only a 10-point game. Panthers still in at 23-6, 26-6. Rams start to pull away 26-13. That will be the final score. Rams are on to the Elite Eight. Did not jinx the 14 seed this time by calling them the Cinderella story. Rams, who actually won the Super Bowl last year, have a shot to go on and win this simulation. It is very much possible. I would not think a 14 seed could do it, but with who's left in this video, it's very realistic that the Rams could do it. They will be playing either the 49ers or the Packers. Probably the 49ers, because Packers seem to blow every opportunity they have against the 49ers in high situation games. In real life, the Packers can't beat the 49ers. I'm not thinking anything different in this simulation. The final game of the Sweet 16 comes down to Packers versus 49ers. Can we get another double-digit seed in the Elite Eight, which would guarantee a double-digit seed in the Final Four? That would be kind of crazy. I don't see it happening. I got 49ers winning this game. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game, though, to see if that prediction will hold up. Can Brock Purdy beat Aaron Rodgers? I definitely think he will, honestly. The 49ers do get on the board first. It is 7-0. Packers tie the game at 7 apiece. They're looking to compete here with the 49ers. Packers take a 10-7 lead. Now 49ers take a 14-10 lead. Packers take the lead back 17-14. 49ers take the lead right back. It's a back-and-forth game, 21-17. Packers take the lead again, 24-21. Can 49ers get a late score? No, Packers do, and it's 27-21, and the Packers upset the 49ers. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? Let's just look at the bracket. 4 double-digit seeds are in the Elite Eight. The only teams that at all were expected to be in this situation based on seeding-wise are Bills and Cowboys. Everything else is an upset. 8 seeds knocking off 1 seeds, double-digit seeds making it to the final 8, and a guaranteed double-digit seed in the Final Four with the Packers pulling off this upset against the 49ers. Wow, that is crazy. That is crazy. Well, I guess let's kick off the Elite Eight with an AFC North matchup. Steelers-Browns. Steelers are hosting an Elite Eight game, and they didn't even make the playoffs in real life. I don't even know what to say here. I was just kind of speechless there for a second. Steelers-Browns Elite Eight matchup. Steelers somehow beat the Chiefs. Browns somehow beat the Chargers, and this is where we're at. That is crazy to think about. Unless the Bills win this video, we're going to have a shocking winner. I mean, maybe the Cowboys. Yeah, anyways, this matchup. I got Brown. I think the Browns are going to win it, honestly. They are the higher overall team in Madden. For some reason, the Browns are an 83 overall. I don't know how they're worthy of that with the season they had, but they are. That just goes to show they have a lot of good players on their team. I really don't know. I mean, obviously, I know what happened to them. They had no shot this season with the whole quarterback situation, but in the future, the Browns could be good. If Deshaun Watson actually plays up to how he played in Houston before, that whole thing happened. Listen to the game. I think the Browns are going to win. It's weird to say because normally I'm not a big fan of the Steelers, but after the Steelers being the Chiefs, I'm kind of rooting for the Steelers to possibly take this dub here. Just because they were the one who knocked off the Chiefs. Maybe they earned the crown for the video. That's what I'm thinking at least right now. Browns are going to go for 7-0, just as I predicted. As I said, I think they're going to win this game, but it's 7-7 now. Steelers take a 14-7 lead over the Browns. 14-10 now. We're past halftime already. Kind of a low-scoring game a little bit, 21-10. Steelers kind of holding on steady here. They're riding a huge momentum wave, and I think they're going to carry it right into the Final Four. 28-10 is the final score. Pittsburgh Steelers, Final Four bound as an 8 seed. And they're either going to have a tough matchup against the Bills, or they could be hosting a Final Four game as an 8 seed against the Titans. Let's see what happens there. If the Bills somehow lose to the Titans, Madden has gone off their marbles. I already think they have with who's here. I mean, it's not... I'm looking at all these teams. It's not crazy for Madden to have all these teams here, but it's out of the ordinary. We could have a potential Bills-Packers Super Bowl matchup, which was the first March Madness video Super Bowl, which would be kind of nostalgia for me. So I would be happy to see a Bills-Packers matchup because that would be nostalgia. But also at the same time, I want to see something different. The Bills are winning this game. There's no way Madden has gone off their rockers that far to where they're going to have the Titans, who finished their season losing 7 games in a row, make it to the Final Four. There's no way. There's absolutely no way that's going to happen. Right? 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 Yeah, Bills go up 7-0. This is going to be a blowout. 7-0. Still 7-0. Now it's up 14-0. Titans have yet to get on the board offensively. Bills kind of putting it to them. 17-0. We're already past halftime. Finally, Titans on the board, 17-7. Now Bills take a 27 lead. Now it's 20-14. Titans only down by a touchdown. Now they're down by 2. 28-14. For a second there, I thought the Titans were going to come back from being down 17-0 because when they were only down by 6. But the Bills pull away in the fourth quarter. And okay, there's one team in the Final Four that I expected to be there. The Bills. Makes sense. They'll have a shot to play the Steelers. But before we get to that Final Four matchup, we still got to go over to the NFC side. We still have 2 more matchups in this Elite Eight. The first one being the NFC East showdown of the Cowboys and Commanders. I mean, looking back at the bracket, there was a good shot we were going to have an NFC East showdown in the divisional round and this round. But I didn't think the Commanders would be the one with a shot to make the Final Four. I thought it'd be Eagles versus Cowboys. I think Madden's starting to get a little more realistic here seed-wise. Who's winning, so I'm going to roll with the Cowboys here. But it would be a pretty decent-sized upset if the Commanders do go on to win this game. Let's go into the game. I'm thinking Cowboys. If Cowboys and Packers both make it to the Final Four, then this Final Four wouldn't be as shocking as it was looking like it was going to be at a minute. Cowboys do get on the board for 7-0. Commanders tie the game at 7 apiece. Cowboys take a touchdown lead. They're up 14-7. Now it's 14-10 as Commanders get a field goal. Cowboys get a touchdown but miss the extra point. Not shocking there. 20-17. Now the Commanders take a 24-20 lead. That extra point might come back to haunt the Cowboys. 31-20, 31-28. They're down by 3. Now they're down by 6. And Cowboys get a touchdown. 34-28. Can they do it? No, they will not. Commanders run out the clock. And, wow, 2 8 seeds are in the Final Four. Are you kidding me? Cowboys do what Cowboys normally do. And when they are expected to go to the Super Bowl, basically, with who was left on their side, they flounder and lose to the Commanders of all teams. And that means the Commanders are playing a double-digit seed in the next round because our final matchup, the Elite Eight, is a 10th-seeded Packers versus a 14th-seed Rams. For a spot in the Final Four, Packers-Rams. Something at the beginning of the season wouldn't shock us. We think, okay, 1 and 2 seed maybe 3 and 4. You know, both are probably going to win their division. No. Both were the third team in their division. Packers being behind the Vikings, Lions, Rams being behind the 49ers, Seahawks. Both were bad this year. Packers had a shot. All they had to do was win their final game. They would have been in the playoffs. Maybe they would have beat the 49ers. Probably not, because they choked against the 49ers, except for in Madden, apparently. But they didn't. They blew it to the Lions, which it's kind of funny. The Lions beat them twice this year. As a Lions fan, that made me happy, even though the Lions didn't make the playoffs, which made me kind of sad. Anyways, this matchup, I know for a fact, I don't even have to look back to the last 2 years I did this. I know a 14 seed has never made the Final Four. I'm pretty sure a 10 seed has. I think last year the Falcons, that's who it was. The Falcons went far last year. Did they make it to the championship? I think the Falcons made it to the championship game last year. No, they didn't. They made it to the Final Four and they blew it to the Buccaneers, and it was Chiefs-Bucks in the finals. Yep. See, I thought that felt familiar, Chiefs-Bucks. That was a matchup that happened a lot last year, if I remember, in a lot of different simulations. Obviously, haven't done as many simulations this year because I've been busy. Once again, sorry about that. But I got the Rams winning this game. I think Packers would be expected, and we could get a Bills-Packers championship game, which I think if the Packers win this game, then we're going to see Bills-Packers in the finals, which would be kind of nostalgia, a flashback to 2 years ago where the Bills could redeem themselves. Listen to the end of the game. I'm thinking Baker Mayfield and the Rams are going to the Final Four. I mean, that'd be kind of crazy with the season they've had, and Madden's got them going this far. Even to go to the Elite Eight, that's kind of crazy. But can they make it to the Final Four? Baker Mayfield, let's see some magic. They take the lead 7-0 over the Packers. Will the Packers choke like they normally do in the playoffs? It's 7-3. Now they're up 14-3 over the Packers. 14-6, 21-6. It's still a 2-score game. Packers finally get a touchdown. 21-13. They're only down by 8. That is still a 1-score game. 21-16. They only kick a field goal. 28-16. 28-23. Packers only down by a touchdown. Can they take the lead? Possibly. It's still 20. They do. It's 29-28, and they win. That felt like a really weird call because it felt like the Rams were about to pull away there, and then boom, field goal, touchdown. They missed the 2-point conversion, but it didn't matter. Rams were not able to capitalize on them missing 2-point conversion and go down to get game-winning field goal. They don't. Baker Mayfield could not pull off magic, and the Packers are in the Final Four. Let's look at the bracket. Steelers, Bills, Commanders, Packers. Tell me if you thought these would be the Final Four teams. If you said Bills were in the Final Four, I can believe you because I think everyone thought that, but there's no way on earth you thought Kenny Pickett and the Steelers and Taylor Heineke and the Commanders were going to be in the Final Four. I'm just telling you, looking at this right now, we are shaping up for a Bills-Packers rematch from 2 years ago. That's all I'm seeing right now, and if anything else happens, I will be slightly shocked. Can the Steelers do it? It would be an upset. Kenny Pickett has somehow brought the Steelers to beat the Patriots, who in past Maddens have done really well. The Chiefs, who always do good in past Maddens. They then beat the Browns, who I feel like normally do good in Madden simulations. I feel like typically. Sometimes they either do good, they do bad. It depends. And now they're playing the Bills, who are the only team left that was at all expected to be here. I got the Bills in this game because I'm telling you, Bills-Packers, it's just destiny to happen, to get a rematch, and Bills to redeem themselves against the Packers, because the Packers won the first ever simulation of these March Madnesses. The first ever Madden simulation, actually it was the second one. I did do a playoff simulation one year. But the first ever big Madden simulation I did, Packers won, and Bills lost to them. Bills want redemption. They got to beat the Steelers first. Let's go ahead and sim to the end of the game to see if the Bills can win. Steelers on the board for 7-0. Now Bills tie the game 7 apiece. Still no score. Now Steelers get a field goal 10-7. This is going to be a close game down to the wire. It is still 10-7. Now it's 17-14. All of a sudden, 2 touchdowns real quickly there. Steelers take a 10-point lead. It's 24-14. Bills, will they choke? They're choking. 37-14. 40-14. Kenny Pickett, what are you on right now, man? Are you serious? These aren't the Steelers that I watched this year. A team that, I guess they ended their season well. I look back and I think about it. They ended their season well. They needed the Dolphins to lose to the Jets, and they would have been in the playoffs. But still, even that well, they should not be in the championship game. Wow. That confirms it. A team that did not make the playoffs is going to win this video. The last shot was the Bills, and they got steamrolled in the fourth quarter. Who will join the Steelers in the Super Bowl championship matchup? It will either be the Washington Commanders or the Green Bay Packers. Before I talk about this matchup, the fact that the Steelers have left me speechless twice in this video is saying something. This is the Steelers' video to win. They've earned it, in my opinion, and it's one of these two teams' job to take it. I swear to, if it's a Kenny Pickett, Taylor Heineke Super Bowl matchup, that would be insane. No matter what, this is still the craziest final matchup we're going to have. Because the highest seed that's going to be the championship game is an 8 seed. How have we come to this? I genuinely don't know. I still think the Packers are going to win this game, but now that it's not going to be Packers-Bills, I'm rooting for a Commanders win because I want to see 2 8 seeds in the final. And I really don't want to see the Packers win another one of these simulations. I think that would kind of ruin the magic of how many upsets we've had in this video is if the Packers win and they would then have won 2 out of 3 March Madness simulations. I've done more than that. I think I've done 4 now. This would be the 4th, but I'm not counting the one that was just like one for fun. I think that was probably also Chiefs-Bucks, honestly. There was a lot of championship games that were just Chiefs-Bucks. So I'm glad we're getting something different, something completely different. Let's just sim to the end of the game. Can Taylor Heineke pull off the upset? Would it be an upset? I guess they're at home. I don't really know who would be upsetting who. I still think if the Commanders win this game, it would be more of an upset than the Packers winning. All right, who gets on the board first? It will be the Green Bay Packers taking a 3-0 lead over the Commanders. Now they take a 10-0 lead, but Commanders get on the board. It's 10-7. Now Packers take a 10-point lead again at 17-7 at halftime. That will be the score, 17-7. Commanders need something here, but no, the Packers increase the lead up to 17. Now they're up to 20. 27-14. Commanders don't have a shot here. The Packers are in the Super Bowl to face the Steelers. Packers won the first one. They're looking to win the third one. Can they do it? They have to get by Kenny Pickett and the Steelers, and normally that would sound like an easy thing, but the way they're playing in this video, it is anything but easy. Weird that I'm pointing this out in the final game, but the loading screen between when you select your teams to, like, you get to this screen, it is a lot less time waiting than past games. So I respect that. Thank you, Madden, for fixing that at least. Not fixing it, but, like, making it better. Like, it takes so much less time. Normally, I'd be sitting here twiddling my thumbs, just waiting to get past the loading screen, which would take, like, 30 seconds sometimes. Now it's, like, instantaneously. So that's cool. Anyways, this matchup, like I said throughout this whole video, I did not see any of these matchups coming when I started this. But that's the great thing about March Madness. There's so many upsets. And I haven't watched much college basketball this year, but you better know when March Madness comes around, I'm going to be watching that whole thing, rooting for upsets. But in the NFL world here, including a March Madness bracket, it's unique. It's a unique thing to do. Obviously, other people have done it. The reason why I keep doing it is because a couple years ago, the video sitting at, over 80,000 views now, which is insane for me. The fact that that video did that well. That video really boosted my subscriber count. I'm sorry I haven't uploaded much in the past year. Just a lot of things have happened, including going off to college. The fact that I'm recording this in a dorm room right now, it's kind of crazy, which is why if I seem a little quiet throughout the video, it's because, well, walls are kind of thin, trying to not be too loud. But yeah, if you stayed and watched through this whole thing, thank you so much. It means a lot. All right, Steelers, Packers. Can Kenny Pickett do it? Can he do it? Can he win the Steelers a simulation video? The Steelers I don't believe have won a simulation before. Don't quote me on, I'm pretty sure, at least in my simulations, they have not won a simulation before. Packers, I know, have. Obviously, they won the first March Madness bracket I ever did. Can they win the year 3 bracket? They didn't win last year's, but can they win this one's? They are in prime position to do it. But man, Kenny Pickett and the Steelers looking unstoppable in the simulation. Let's send the Super Bowl. Who's going to win it? Steelers, Packers, let's go. Packers on the board first, 3-0. Who will get the first touchdown of the game? Can it be the Steelers? It will be. They're up 7-3 over the Packers. When Packers scored, it's 10-7. Now Steelers take the lead back, 14-10. Packers get a field goal. They're still down by 1. At halftime, it is 14-13. Packers take the lead, 21-14. They also got the 2-point conversion. Steelers need a touchdown, and they need it quickly, 21-14. Can they get it? No, Packers increase the lead. Steelers get a touchdown, but it's too late. The Green Bay Packers have done it again. They have won another simulation. Packers fans, you didn't make the playoffs, but you won another March Madness simulation. So, honestly, this might be a changing of the guard. I mean, the Chiefs, I've always said, have won so many Madden simulations. But the Packers have now won the March Madness bracket 2 out of 3 times. Like I said, I've done it another time, but that was for fun. I'm not counting it. The Packers are the king of the March Madness bracket. It is someone else's job to take it. Thank you all for watching this video. Like I said, if you stuck around and watched the whole thing, thank you. It's going to be a long video. I already know it. Yeah, hope you enjoyed. There were so many upsets that I did not see coming, and the Packers winning did not see coming, especially how they ended their season by losing to the Lions there. I mean, they won a lot of games in a row to get to that point to win and get in, and that if they would have beat the Lions, I think a lot of teams would have picked them as a sneaky pick to win the whole Super Bowl. But the fact that they lost to the Lions and just couldn't score a touchdown there at the end, turnovers cost them. Yeah, did not see them going on to win this video, but I obviously did not see the Steelers going on to the championship game. That's also insane. Like, the team of this video is the Steelers. I know the Packers won, but the team of the video is the Steelers to knock off the Chiefs and Bills. That is insane. Packers obviously had to knock off the 49ers, but, that was by far the hardest team they had to knock off. Other than that, they played a lot of double-digit lower-seeded teams. Other than the 49ers, their next highest-seeded team they played was the Lions, and that includes the team of the championship round. That just shows you how crazy this video was. But first time ever, double-digit seed wins the Super Bowl. Like I said, thank you all for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Hopefully it's not as long as a wait as the last one was. Peace.